Hello, Dr. Movagarnia. My name is Shane Champlin, and today I'm making a video for you to show you a few mistakes that you're making online that are costing you quite a bit of money with your AdWords campaigns, as well as some issues on your website that can be fixed that can help to increase the amount of revenue and profit that you make from your website and the amount of leads that you get in the door from your pay-per-click campaigns. Now you are losing money, and I'm going to show you where in just a minute here, so stay tuned. But this video is meant to educate you on ways that you can improve your AdWords campaigns and your website to really turn your website into a profit generating machine for your business and your practice. So I'm going to go ahead and dig in. So the things that I'm going to talk about today, first I'm going to talk about some AdWords issues. Some issues with your keywords, and when somebody types in your keywords, what's happening and what's showing on Google, and where those leads are being sent when they click on an ad. Next, I'm going to talk about some things on your actual website, some issues that I'm seeing that are causing people probably to just back out and go back to Google and not actually contact you or get in touch with you for the services that you provide. Third, I'm going to talk about how you can fix those issues with the AdWords and your site. And finally, I'm going to give you some next steps that you can take if you want to dig further into some of the information I'm going to give you on this video. So without further ado, let's get started. So first, let's talk about the AdWords issues. There's a tool here that I'm using called SEMrush. It's a publicly available tool. What this allows me to do is put your website address in here, which is this, and see every word that you are bidding on as far as your keywords and the ads that are displaying for those keywords. It's a really powerful tool. So the first thing I want to talk about is irrelevant keywords that you have that you're bidding on. Okay. So what happens a lot of times when people get involved with AdWords or businesses get involved with AdWords, they start to bid on keywords. And when they bid on certain keywords, it triggers other keywords to show and your ads to show for things that are just not relevant for what it is that you sell and the products that you provide and services you provide. So a good example of that here is good sex. Okay, this keyword here is very general and it's not contextually relevant. So you might be triggering 1 in 10,000 people that might be looking for what it is that you do, but most likely you're triggering 99% of the people that are looking for something else other than what you do. So they're clicking on these ads and you're footing the bill for those clicks. You pay for them whether they're interested or whether they buy your service or not. So that's a pretty high searched for, as you can see, volume per month. 14,800, so you're probably getting quite a few clicks to your website from this keyword, and unless it's been removed at this point. But you've got several other keywords in here that are doing the same thing. So let's roll down the screen here. Here's one. Need sex is a keyword that you are bidding on right now. Looks like it was actually triggered 6 hours ago, so this is definitely going on right now. Another general keyword that's not focused on specifically your services, but it's focused on people who could be typing in anything. Need sex for any different kind of context. It could be people looking for pornography. It could be people looking for personal ads. It's way too general and not specific enough to get you qualified traffic that has money that can spend on what you provide. Another one is this one here. We've got several other ones. This is not your website, but you're bidding on it. Down here, this one as well. And you've got several of these that are causing you to get a lot of clicks, most likely, that are not qualified to buy your services or products. Okay, so simply by paring this account down and taking those out, restructuring the account to focus on high intent keywords, keywords that indicate that the person who is searching with that keyword are ready to find a service provider that provides what you provide, are the kind of keywords you want to start out with. You don't just want to cast a really wide net with any kind of keyword that could possibly indicate interest in what you have. You want to start with really, really specific things. So here's another one, best sex techniques. I doubt that that's really triggering anything that is qualified traffic for your services. We've also got lifestyle fit, and these are all keywords, and you have 800 that are triggering ads. So you probably have, I would say, you might even be losing more than 1,000 or thousands of dollars per month on unqualified traffic. Okay, so again, that can be restructured and fixed to where you are only bidding on people who can and are interested in your product or service. All right, that's number one. So the next thing is you're sending traffic to your home page for every keyword that you have, right? So that's the equivalent of sending someone to an office building with 1,000 suites in it, or 100 different suites, offices within that building, and not giving them the suite number that they need to get to the office where they have a doctor's appointment. They've got to go into the building, they got to look at the map, find out where the doctor's office is, navigate through the hallways until they find exactly what they're looking for and happen upon that doctor's office, as opposed to just saying it's in this building with this suite number where they can just walk right in, go to the second floor into 201, and they're at the appointment. You're removing all of the friction and anything that could stop them from getting accomplished what they need to get accomplished. Does that make sense? So that's what you're doing here. So basically what we're doing when we click on an ad in AdWords here, if anybody clicks on any ad on any subject matter that you're bidding on, whether it be penis plastic surgery, anything for the vaginal reconstruction, gynecomastia, anything, they're all going to your home page, which means they're at the front of this building and they've now got to find where to find the information that they're looking for. That's a no-no when it comes to pay-per-click, because most people are, when they click on an ad, they're ready to buy, they're ready to move forward right now. And if you make them think or make them jump through too many hoops or click too many times to get where they want to get, then you're going to lose them and they're going to go to someone who gives them what they want more quickly and more efficiently. So that's something that you definitely want to do. Okay, so we don't have any other page that you're sending ads to besides your home page. Okay, so the biggest problem here is that there's not any specific information for someone who's searching for a specific service. So if they're looking for removing belly fat, what we want to do is we want to send them to a removing a belly fat, or a page that talks about a surgery that helps, in liposuction or removing, or a tummy tuck to remove that belly fat, and then gives them easy next steps to take, so that they can get in touch with you or download more information on that product or service. And you want to do that for every single kind of service that you offer, just to make sure that you're removing the obstacles and the friction for that user to getting what they need to get accomplished. So I'm going to move on to the next issue here. So those are two main issues with your AdWords. There are other issues as well we can talk about if you're interested, but those are the two main ones that are losing you a ton of money, I would say, right now. And I don't know what kind of revenue you're getting, but I also can see on your website that you don't have Google Analytics installed or any kind of conversion tracking for your ads. So that means that you're not able to see what is actually driving traffic and what is actually converting on your website right now, which is also a really big no-no in the world of pay-per-click marketing. Okay, you're kind of flying blind at this point, and you want to fix that and make sure that everything's in order so you can track everything. Next, we've got a couple of issues on your site here. We already talked about that we are sending traffic to your home page instead of to dedicated landing pages. So we want to build out dedicated landing pages for those specific keywords and subject matters and the services that you provide and different surgeries that you provide, to make sure that we're focusing your target to those pages. What that also does is it also lowers your cost per click for each click that you get, because it's a more relevant page. It gives the user a better experience, and they don't have to search around and look so much, so they are able to make a decision much more quickly. And Google loves that when their users are able to find what they're looking for, because they make all their money off of your ad spend, believe it or not. So next is, we don't really, besides the landing pages, we don't have any offers of value. You do have a coupon here, but there's nothing that helps somebody to get the questions that they have answered or find the next step to what it is that they're looking for. And if you look at the customer journey from when they're first interested in possibly getting plastic surgery of some type, there's a lot of questions involved that you could answer and provide value to them in a way that gets them engaged with you and seeks you as the resource when it comes time to pull the trigger and actually take part in a service like what you provide. Okay, so there's no offers of value. There's no guides to, maybe an example of a guide would be a guide to look to finding the best plastic surgeon for the procedure you need done. It could be a guide to getting the best plastic surgeon for gynecomastia, or it could be the several different pieces of information that you can pretty easily create, and then allow somebody to give their name and their email address to you in exchange for that piece of information. So what that does is it gets them on your email list, so you don't have to worry about them clicking on your ads anymore. You have them in your email list, and you can then communicate with them ongoingly moving forward. So you could take the conversation offline, get them to the point where they're ready to schedule an appointment, offer them a free consultation through those emails and whatnot. So that's one way of providing value to them. Another way would be providing some videos. I know that you have some testimonials and some videos. Those would be great on any landing page for a specific service. People love, especially for services like this where you're providing professional services, testimonials go a really, really long way when it comes to building value with prospective clients. And then finally, the last thing, and it's in relation to what we just talked about, no value being provided. There's no way for anyone to get in contact with you. There's a phone number at the top here, but if they're scrolled down here, they don't know where that phone number is. There's no form for them to fill out to set up an appointment with you. There's no call to action that gives them really easy next steps that they can take to get in touch with you and move forward in the process if they're interested in doing so. So you're leaving a lot of money on the table with this website right now, and it can be fixed pretty quickly, pretty easily, and turned around to make you quite a bit of revenue and get you a lot of qualified leads from your ad spend that you're doing right now on AdWords. Okay? So those are the main issues. I found several more, and we could talk about those more in depth if you're interested in it, and I'll give you some resources that you can contact me so we can have a better conversation about this. But those are two main issues that I wanted to point out for you. Next, let's talk about how you can fix those problems, okay? So first, we've got, as far as the AdWords issues, the most important thing when it comes to AdWords and your website is you've got to have good analytics and tracking in place. Now this little tool up here, this little guy that's smiling, it's called Tag Assistant, and what it's telling me is it finds no tags, no Google Analytics, which is the platform that tracks all of the behavior of your users once they get to your site, tells you which pages they visited, where they came from, and what they did, if they converted, if they filled out a form, or if they got in contact with you through a phone call. That's not existent. You also don't have any conversion tracking through AdWords installed on the site either. So when your ads come to your website, AdWords will allow you to track whether or not they convert, whether they phone call, give you a phone call, or they fill out a form, but you don't have any of that tracking in place. So again, you're flying really blind. We want to make sure that we have a proper foundation of accurate tracking, because you can't make business decisions accurately that give you a boost in revenue unless you have true accurate data. Okay? So that's important to make sure you have analytics installed and conversion tracking installed so you can tell exactly what's working and what's not. Next, you need a systematic approach to account management and optimization for your AdWords account, okay? You've got a lot of keywords in here that are not relevant to what it is that you do, okay? You're actually bidding on keywords for plastic surgeons in Tijuana. Let me find it. There it is. Plastic surgery, Tijuana. So you're not in Tijuana, and people who are looking for plastic surgery in Tijuana are not going to be qualified, because most likely they're looking for plastic surgery in Tijuana because they can't afford it in America. So that's one example, but you have plastic surgeons in California you're bidding on, which I doubt that people are going to be. You probably want to go for more locally centralized. I see you've got North Carolina, Atlanta, Florida, Miami. Those I'm sure are going to be qualified for you. But the ones out of like California, St. Louis, Missouri, not so much. So you want to pare all of those out of there and get back to the really high intent, high quality keywords that are going to drive really qualified, profitable traffic to your website. Does that make sense? Also get rid of all of these keywords here that you're ranking on page 1 for this keyword, and it's probably driving a lot of traffic to your website, but you're paying for clicks that people aren't even interested in your services when they click on, when they search for this, okay? So, let's see here, where was I? Next, to send traffic to your home page, that's the other issue I talked about with your AdWords campaigns. What we want to do is we want to build out individual landing pages around the services that you provide. So you provide a tummy tuck, you provide a mommy makeover, you provide those different services. We want a landing page for each one of those. So any of the keywords that we have that you're bidding on here that go specifically to that. So let's take an example here, liposuction for men. If you had a landing page for that, somebody who is actually looking for liposuction for men would come right to this page. It has all the information. if you had a guide that said, how to pick the best cosmetic surgeon to do liposuction if you're a man, that's just one example. There's many different pieces of information you could create that would allow people to download for an email and name to get on your list. But if you have those landing pages, then you can create specific value pieces of information, which when someone downloads that information, it also allows you to segment those users based on what they're interested in, so you can continue that conversation in the right way, as opposed to just kind of shotgun approach in the dark and not really knowing what's motivating your users. Okay, so building out landing pages for each one of your keywords groups or your services is going to really increase your conversion. I'm talking you'd be making thousands and thousands more per month and getting a lot more qualified leads in the door than you are right now. Okay, fixing the site issues on your site, as far as the issues here, we don't have Google Analytics or AdWords, so we'd want to get those tracking code snippets installed, so you start collecting the data on your users and their behavior, because again, we can't make good business decisions without accurate tracking. So we want to make sure that we get all that stuff installed. Then we want to create some offers of value, so we could actually create some guides for your business around your 3 most profitable services. I don't know what those are, but we create a little PDF checklist or a guide of information that when someone comes to your site, they would find really valuable, and they would put in their information so they can download that information. Now they're on your email list. Now you don't ever have to spend money to get in contact with them again. They've opted into your list, so they want information from you, and you've provided them with value, so they're going to have a great conversation with you as you move forward and communicate with them. It also allows you to educate them and move them forward in the process at their own pace, so that they can pull the trigger when they're ready. And then when they do, they're going to spend more money with you than they would if they just contacted you first time from Google. They'd been talking to you now for 3 months or 2 or 10 or 4 or 6 weeks. The conversation will be much different, as I'm sure you can imagine, after you've given them a few pieces of information and educated them and made them more of a conscious consumer. Does that make sense? And then finally, we'd want to put on some lead capture. We want to put on some forms on your website that allow people to take easy next steps to either schedule a free consultation or a consultation with you, or download that information. Okay? Right now, you have no way for someone to get in touch with you, so we want to make sure that all the calls to action are specific and relevant to the content that they're reading, but also that they are in existence on your website, which they are not right now. Right now, the only way they can get in contact with you is by calling this phone number, which they probably miss if they're down here, or clicking your Contact Us page. We don't want to make them think or click any more than they have to. All right, so why does all this matter to you? First, you're spending your own money on AdWords. You're spending for clicks, whether or not they turn into leads or not. So it makes no sense to do so if you aren't making profit on those dollars being spent. I know you're running these campaigns, and I don't really know the success rate, but I would imagine with the holes that I've found in your funnel and in your website that you're losing quite a bit of money. So even if you are making some, you could be making a tremendous amount more. So that's why this is very important for you to fix these things and to get set on the right track so you can have a profitable internet presence. Why am I doing this for you? Well, you're losing money with the mistakes above, and you could be making a lot of money by fixing them. Simple as that. I can help you with that. I can help you improve the profitability of your online presence moving forward, profitability of your ads campaigns, as well as improve the profitability of your website. So yeah, like I said, this is a video that I wanted to make for you to show you these mistakes, and the next steps would be for you to, on the landing page below this, there's a form for you to either get in contact with me, or you can give me a call at my phone number to set up an appointment for a free consultation. We can have a 30-minute conversation, no obligation to you, where we can discuss these details as well as some of the next steps that you can take to fix these issues and really start making some profit off of your website, because I see a lot of potential and a lot of especially in the plastic surgery industry in your part of the country, there's a lot of searches going on for those keywords, and we could really, I think, set you on the right track and get you moving in the right direction. So next steps for you down below, click the link to schedule an appointment with me, or give me a call, or fill out the contact form so that we can set up this free consultation if you're interested. I hope you found this video valuable, and I hope that it's going to provide you with some information that will help you to be more profitable and run a more effective business online. Thanks a lot. Again, my name is Shane Champlin, and I hope to talk with you soon, Doctor. Again, I hope to talk with you soon. Thanks.